Hi, my name is Nick Sifoni, and I'm with Leads Ahoy. And I wanted to take a minute and show you how our state and nationwide SEO, search engine optimization sites work. It's much easier to show you how they work than it is to try to write it out. And I think you'll get it. It's a little easier. So, anyway, it's a new type of search engine optimization. Rather than take your website and start doing work on it and hoping that over the next 3 to 6 months we can get it on page one, we're able to get your website on page one for hundreds, possibly thousands of searches, popular searches, in every city in the nation really, really quickly. Now, we can't guarantee every city, but let me just show you what I mean. It's a lot easier. Hold on. Like I said, it's a lot easier if I actually show it to you than if I just try to explain it. These sites, they're very predictable, they're cost effective, and most importantly, they work. There's two things that Google really loves, and Google changes quite a bit over time. We do regular search engine optimization as well, and I've studied the search engines for years. And one thing that is predictable and that is guaranteed is that Google always changes. So they've had the Penguin update, you've probably heard of all these different updates that Google's had. So anyway, there's two things that Google really likes. One is they like big websites. They like sites that have authority, and they assume that a site that has hundreds or thousands or tens of thousands of pages is an authority website. So Google typically likes websites that have a lot of pages, that are really, really big sites. Another thing that Google likes are local sites, sites that deliver a search result to people that are close to where they live. For instance, if you live in Las Vegas and I live in Detroit, and we both type red leather tennis shoes into Google, Google is going to show you places that you can get red leather tennis shoes in Las Vegas, and it's going to show me places that I can get red leather tennis shoes. That's hard to say, red leather tennis shoes. It's going to show me places I can get red leather tennis shoes in Detroit. And that's part of Google's theory of, and obviously for obvious reasons, of trying to serve you up the best possible search, the best possible result that they can for what you're looking for. What our websites do, first off, they're very large sites. They're literally from 500 to 30,000 pages and up. But what our websites do is they target your user in every city in the nation or in every city in your state. So for instance, and I'm going to show you some search results in a minute. I'll actually show you one. But for instance, let's say that your company sells, I don't know, gutter cleaning services. You sell something that keeps gutters clean. Working with us, if you get a statewide site, say for instance you live in Dallas, you're going to have a website, a web page on the site created for every single city in Dallas. And I don't know the zip codes off the top of my head for Dallas, but there'll be a page that says, for instance, I'm just going to pick a URL out of the air, www.cleanerguttersforme.com/Dallas/ the zip code /Texas/clean your gutters. And then there's going to be another page that is I forgot what I said the site was, www.cleanerguttersforme.com/Garland/zip code, whatever the zip code is, /Texas/cleaner gutters for me. And there's going to be one for Plano and Carrollton and Fort Worth. And so there's a separate page for literally every single city and town in the state of Texas. So when someone in Plano, Texas types "clean my gutters," they're likely to come up because why? Google likes to serve you up a page or a website result that is for Plano, Texas. So since Plano, Texas is in the actual address, it's going to show you that site. If you live in Fort Worth, Texas, and you type gutter cleaning, it's going to show you that site. And we can't guarantee that you're on every page for every city, but our clients are currently on pages for hundreds of cities on their state, and if they have their site built for a nationwide account, they're literally on page one for hundreds or thousands of results. And we take it a step further, and I'll show you how that works in a minute. But we can do this for a fraction of the cost of typical SEO. And the most important thing, it's predictable. It's not something that you hire us and you hope in 3 or 4 months that your page creeps up in the search engines. You're in the search engines on page 1 for many of these results in weeks, if not in days. So anyway, like I said, it's better to show you. So let's go to Google. I'm just going to type tattoo removal, Fort Gibson, Oklahoma. One of our websites is tattooaway.net, www.tattoo-away.net. So we'll put in type, and this is a state site. We only have this for the state of Oklahoma. So we'll type tattoo removal, Fort Gibson, Oklahoma, hit search, and okay, we come up third. See, tattooaway.net, that's our site. So we'll go here and look at the site. It's selling a product that removes tattoos. But the sweet thing is, it comes up on page 1 for many, many, many cities in Oklahoma. That's Fort Gibson, Oklahoma. Let's go back here. And if you notice, we put in the address tattoo removal, Fort Gibson, Oklahoma, because I don't live in Oklahoma. But someone that lives in Fort Gibson, Google knows that. But let's try it without it anyways and see what happens if we just type Oklahoma for tattoo removal, Fort Gibson. I mean, remove the Oklahoma. There we are in the third spot again for tattoo away. Let's try tattoo removal, Bradley, Oklahoma. Pick another one. See what comes up. There we are in the first spot, tattoo removal, Bradley, Oklahoma. And there we are again in the #1 spot for tattoo removal, Bradley, Oklahoma. And this website has a separate page for every single city or town in the state of Oklahoma. Let me show you a couple others. Here, let's do base. We have well, hold on. I have a client that we do SEO for. Basement waterproofing. Let's put Lafayette. They're in 4 states, so they have 4 states. Well, let's just put NY for New York. Basement waterproofing, Lafayette, New York. Spit it out. Basement waterproofing, Lafayette, New York. And here we are right here in the #1 spot. This is our client's website. And this isn't a website we built. This is their website showing up in that spot. So when someone types basement waterproofing, Lafayette, New York, and they can write out New York too. I mean, someone might write out New York. And again, if they lived in New York, they probably wouldn't type New York. They would just type basement waterproofing. But Google knows they're in New York, so it's going to serve them up the same result. Here we are right here in the #2 spot. And this site, this client happens to be in New York, Massachusetts, wrote New Jersey, and Connecticut. So they have 4 states that they work with for us. So for every single city in those 4 states, and there's thousands, there is a website set up. And you know, they get great results from it. They get incredible results. Let me show you another one. Just let's try. So let's do. We have a couple sites for solar panels, a nationwide site and a couple state sites. But let's use let's do solar power system Halifax. Solar power system Halifax. Let's see here. You know what? I think I have to put the state because I don't live in Halifax, so I have to put the state for this one. Massachusetts. And here we are in the #2 spot. Actually, see, I put in solar power system, and we're showing up for solar panel system, which is fine. I mean, the more keywords you show up for, the better it is, right? And there's our client. Let me see. Sometimes we show up more than once. Sometimes we show up 2-3 times on the first page. It's really cool. I don't think we do in this instance, though. Oh, yeah, there we are. Here we are again. So we have two websites, like I said, two solar sites. One is U.S. Solar Panel Experts, and the other is U.S. Solar Panel Direct. But I'll show you. So there we are here again. That's one of our clients. So what's another one? Oh, let me show you this. Actually, that's in New York. It's funny that I typed Massachusetts. Oh, no, they're not in New York. I forget which city and state these people are in. But this is a nationwide site. So their website shows up literally on 30,000 pages across the country for every city and state, every city and town in the United States. And the results are absolutely, absolutely phenomenal. Let me show you what these sites look like, just to kind of, I tried to explain before. We'll go to this one. Because we can be found for different terms. Solar power systems, solar panel systems, buy solar power. So like, let's say somebody's in, let's use this example, Halifax, New York. Someone types in buy solar power system, it's going to come up. If they type in solar system price, it's going to come up. If they type in solar panel cost, it's going to show up. Solar panel installer, it's going to show up. So if you get our nationwide site, and this is going to floor you, but our nationwide sites have 7 or 8 pages for every single city and town in the United States. So let's say you're in Chicago, and not in Chicago, but let's say you have a company that does, I don't know, driveway repairs nationwide. So the site might be www.drivewayrepairs.com/Chicago/60625/driveway repair prices. The next one might be www.drivewayrepairs.com/60625, same zip code, /Illinois, and then say cost of driveway repairs, best driveway repairs. So there'll be 8 pages for that one city. Best driveway repairs, cost of driveway repairs, and these terms will all be in the address, and that's the magic of it. So if you're in that area and you type best driveway repairs or cost of driveway repairs or cheap driveway repairs, if you have our nationwide site, and this is available for the statewide sites too, I guess what I'm saying is you can have from 1 to 7, 8, 9 pages on the website for each city. It's absolutely phenomenal. It gives Google the 2 things that they've always wanted: big authority sites and sites that they know are local for their user that is searching for it. Typically with SEO or search engine optimization, and this one we're on the page a couple times for again. I love it. Typically, for search engine optimization, what happens is you contact the search engine company or they contact you, and the good companies are going to charge you several $1,000s a month, because that's really what it costs. When you get a company that calls you and they say for $200 a month they're going to get you on page 1, unless you're already on page 1, it's probably not going to happen. The good companies charge several $1,000s a month, but they give you results. They get you on page 1 for several $1,000s a month, but when is the question? They might charge you $3,000 or $4,000 or $5,000, and then you hope. You sit back, you hope, and you wait, right? There's no guarantees. We're going to do everything we can. Now, if it's a good company, they will get you on page 1, but it might take 2 months or 4 months or even 6 or 8 months to watch your site creep up to page 1, and it could be worth it to you, depending on the industry you're in. A couple $1,000s a month to get on page 1 could change your business and turn you into a superstar overnight. But typically, that's what you do. You hire a SEO, search engine optimization company, and you wait a while, and you kind of hope that it's up there. With our sites, for example, if we contacted you, we already have the site listed on page 1. And with the push of the button, your website shows up there instead of ours. So if we contacted you and said, we already have a website, if you got an email from us or somebody calls, that website is already showing up on page 1 for dozens, hundreds, possibly thousands of search results nationwide. We just have to push a button, and your website shows up in place of ours, and you'll immediately be on page 1. There's no waiting. If we're setting up a site from scratch, if it's a nationwide site, it takes us 3 or 4 weeks to build. It takes about a month to get the sites up. So if we didn't contact you, we're building a site for you. And again, we build our own site. We just push a button that imports your site into it, so your site stays there and everything. But so if we don't already have the site built, it's going to take us 2 to 4 weeks to get the site built. Obviously, if it's a 20 or 30,000 page site, it's not something that we can do overnight. But you will be on page 1 for many, many dozens to thousands of search results within 30 days time or less. It's predictable. Google loves us, and our clients are having great success. Thank you so much for listening to this. This is my first time using the Google Hangout, so I'm not really sure what's going to happen now. But I imagine I'll get it to shut off. Thank you so much. My name is Nick. Contact us if you have any questions whatsoever. We're not going to push you. We're not going to twist your arm. We just like to chat. So that's it. Have a great day. Give us a call. We'll get you set up.